And I'm Steve.
2018 Commander spoilers.
Day 4.
Let's talk about it. Welcome, Planeswalkers, back to the Collector Mania YouTube channel, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Let's Talk About It. As you can see, I am wearing green.
He's corporeal.
Rookie mistake.
Or incorporeal. That's
Yeah.
what I meant to say. Also, my allergies are killing me. I'm sorry if they're sniffling and sneezing.
It's an off day.
Yeah, we're here, but we've got some cool cards, that's for sure. So,
as normal,
bear with us.
Yeah, that's right. If you like us, give us a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. If you think we're worthy of your play group, share to them as well. And then if you're subscribed, hit the bell for notifications when we post. Worthy. Let's break into it, right?
Yeah.
So, first, as normal, catch up from yesterday, Steve.
So we've got Ever-Watching Threshold. So 2 colors and a blue. Enchantment. Whenever an opponent attacks you or a planeswalker you control with one or more creatures, draw a card. So kind of like an interesting propaganda-ish effect.
Yep.
It's not going to stop you from being killed like propaganda will, but it will draw you some cards potentially, hopefully, throughout the game.
Yeah. Works with Sphere of Safety, another enchantment that makes it like, do you want to attack me even with your good thing?
Yeah.
Usually it's, okay, there's that hurdle of pace and mana, but now if I give somebody a card, I may not want to do that. So
Ultimate, though, is have them swing at you and then Cyclonic Rift and draw a card.
Yeah, or Aetherize them or something.
Yeah.
And it's please do.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know if this is worth running, in my opinion. It's okay. If you just need a filler, it's whatever. But I'd rather just have a spell that draws me cards at that point.
Yeah.
Because, it's not Rhystic Study, so.
No. Definitely cool, though. Inexpensive and unique.
Yeah.
So, next we have Genesis Storm, again in our cycle of storms. 4 and 2 green sorcery. When you cast a spell, copy it for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land permanent. You may put that card into the battlefield, then put all cards revealed this way that weren't put in the battlefield on the bottom of your library in a random order. So it's like a single, Genesis wave?
Yeah, I think
over.
The name says it all. Genesis Storm. So they they built these kind of mechanics that are somewhat like Storm, which is kind of interesting, but they're based upon your cast of your commander, so you can't really break them, which is really nice, actually. The cool thing is you're guaranteed to hit a permanent. You filter until you hit that permanent.
And it's non-land.
Yeah, so it just, I don't know, it just is good.
Interesting, maybe a good filler for, Tooth and Nail is the tippity top of all this sort of stuff, but we don't have them. We haven't had them in 6 or 8 months. So
a budget Tooth and Nail.
Yeah,
especially if you've got a low cast commander. Sylvala with this would be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you've had to cast her. Even 2 times. It'll be easy for her to cast this. And then hopefully you just hit some ridiculous permanents like Gigantosaurus or something like that.
Yeah, definitely a cool card. Another neat art. I'm glad they're sticking with a cool theme for that.
And then we've got Isolated Watchtower. So land, tap for colorless. Then you can pay 2 and tap, scry 1. You may reveal the top card of your library. If a basic land card is revealed, put it onto the battlefield tapped. Activate this ability only if an opponent controls at least 2 more lands than you. So I liked everything about this card until that last sentence. And that's what killed it for me. This card could have been another amazing... What's the 1 land card that you can pay 2 and put another land into play?
Is it Train Generator?
Yeah. This could have been comparable to that. But of course they had to screw it up with that last sentence. Why?
They just want... Because I don't know if... not every deck needs a Train Generator, if you ask me. But if you want it, sure, track it down. But I think this is the get them back in the game, not make everybody's turn play 2 land. What would Commander be like if everybody got this land, everybody can play 2 lands a turn? Always.
Well, okay, I see what you're saying. Well, but it's not guaranteed.
Right, but
you can set it up a little bit, you can manipulate it a little bit, but
right.
To me, this doesn't help what I imagine this needs help to, or what decks need the help with.
Sure.
Because this is mono white. We're talking here. I feel like half the time with these types of effects, they never go off anyway.
Right.
There's a difference between this and...
Knight of White Orchid or Gift of Estates or...
Yeah.
Right, and I think that's their goal. This is, in my opinion, crafted to be a little bit underpowered. Imagine if everybody has these, nobody could get more than a land ahead of you. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I guess. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think green ramp is so powerful that it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like, green ramp's not going to run this. Why would they ever run this?
Yeah.
So, once again, like...
I think a majority of colors wouldn't run this.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's red and white.
Yeah, red and white.
Maybe blue. But
yeah, black doesn't have a problem because it's got Urborg and all that. But, yeah, it's certainly underwhelming. I think they designed it that way.
Yeah. I mean, I can see what you're saying, for sure. I just, I'm greedy. And I want it to go in every mono white deck from here to the end of time, just to be like, finally, a way to ramp in this color.
I don't need Weathered Wayfarer. Wait, I'll run them all, right? Like, yeah, and really it is, like, because even red has got like the artifact recursion strategy to get like your armillary spheres and stuff back. I
mean, in a way, white has that too, but not anywhere near as powerful. I think they're shifting that way, which is odd to me, but
you built
cool.
your Tashar, and it's like I'm sure you could achieve the same sort of catch up or get ahead like ramp in white. So
I guess lastly, good for colorless decks.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good point. Get those wastes out right a little bit more effectively. So it is interesting. I've always liked those cards, like you said, Train Generator, and I think isn't Journeyer's Kite the same sort of thing? Yep. But it's just like I don't want to put this in my deck. I don't know.
Yeah, or even Druidic Satchel. I know that's a big one too. So
that's true, and you get some extra stuff out of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, you get a token. There's a whole bunch of
all sorts of stuff.
I don't know. I'm sorry we're spending so much time on this card. There's a lot to be said for spell lands, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They are powerful. I mean, you're taking up a slot. I mean, that's why I think this appeals in colorless, because it doesn't matter. It's like, well, I'll tap for what I need, and then I'll do what I need to at whatever point.
Right.
That's where it's more powerful, in my opinion.
Cool. I assume they're using them for multiplayer. Hopefully they all have one. Just if you're playing with...
Probably two of them will.
And not all four. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Next, we've got Myth Unbound, 2 and a green enchantment. Your commander costs 1 less to cast for each time it's been cast from the command zone this game. Whenever your commander is put into the command zone from anywhere, draw a card. So, pretty good. It halves the commander tax, and then you get a bonus if you lose your commander.
I would be really surprised if this isn't in the Jund deck, just with the Hydra. Like, this just makes sense as a pair there.
Yeah, so you could still not hurt yourself, but get extra X ability out of the Hydra.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Definitely cool. This feels like a board game thing.
Yeah. Even the artwork feels board game-ish.
Yeah. You've got some sort of effect you need to deal with. Now that is half as painful to you. That's super cool. And I'm thinking, is there anybody that kind of zips in and out of the command zone?
Well, I mean, there's the ones that do not on purpose, like Riss. I know I brought up Riss the last 3 days, but once again, Riss, just being able to pay 1 less for him would be really cool. I had one in mind, but I can't remember what it was.
I'm thinking Norn. Even if you do Norn, he would just, if you put him in your command zone, you're done with all that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of interesting.
Those colors though.
Oh yeah, duh. Red and green. Oops.
Rada.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're just thinking cheap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to break this card, but I can't.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
again, I think there's better ways to draw cards a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But
it's interesting. Once again, it's a good filler. It's good for cube.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Perfect.
Just even things up. Love that art too.
So we've got Nylea's Colossus. So 6 colors and a green. Enchantment creature giant. 6/6. Constellation whenever Nylea's Colossus or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control. Double target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. So a lot like Xenagos in a lot of ways. Not as powerful, of course, because it's not a sustained effect. But it is interesting. Because if you're on that final swing, this guy is going to come down and just destroy somebody.
Finish somebody, yeah.
And I personally like Giant Tribal. I'm waiting for them to, right now, in my opinion, Earl is the best one, just because he's got 3 colors. Well, he's not even a giant. He's a beast. I always get that screwed up. But yeah, Earl's still probably the best one.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping one of these days that we'll get, a 3-color good giant commander, because we have Calamity, and she's great for that tribe.
And Brian Stoutarm, but I wouldn't count him.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is, I don't know. He has a different strategy.
Yes, he does.
But yeah, just a green giant or a Naya giant would tie those 3 together, and that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be quite a few of them. I'm thinking Lorwyn, man. All that cool stuff.
Yeah, I
Red,
know,
white,
but
green.
I want that to happen really bad.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Kamigawa. I want to go back to Lorwyn. I want to go back to Phyrexia. Let's just... Well, I don't know.
But you want to... You could, like, jump ahead. But you want to experience it all.
Yep, exactly.
Next, we have Ravenous Slime. 2 and a green, a 1/1 ooze. Ravenous Slime can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. So he's like... Yeah. Kind of... That's typical on some of the oozes, right?
I mean...
Or kind of.
Kinda.
The important part here, if a creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile it and put that number of +1/+1 counters equal to that power on Ravenous Slime. So...
This is a really good board ornament for like the first couple of turns because it's just going to sit there and do nothing.
Yeah.
But, well, unless your opponents don't have any creatures more power than 2, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But once it gets going, it's actually going to be really powerful. I could definitely see this going in a lot of really cool +1/+1 strategies. The first line of text basically means nothing to me. The second line is what I really pay attention to here.
Yep.
If you think about it, it's just like a... I can't think of any names today. The Minotaur, or the Changeling that just gets +1/+1 counters for each time an opponent casts a spell.
Oh, Torian Mauler?
Yeah, Torian Mauler. And then also like the Managorger Hydra.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot like that. It's not as frequent, but when it happens, it's usually bigger.
It's bigger, right?
Yeah, because it's just like, oh, a 5/5 died. Now this thing's a 6/6. I mean, for 3 mana to get a 6/6, that's pretty good.
Yep. It's like Death's Presence for the board for your own creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy's pretty sweet. Imagine making copies of him or something. It's just like...
Well, and I look at it as kind of like a +1/+1 counter engine as well. Because if you put it with Forgotten Ancient, all of a sudden you're generating all these +1/+1 counters that you want to put onto better creatures, but they're still being auto-generated by this guy whenever anything dies.
Yep.
The sad part is that it doesn't have Indestructible, because if there was Indestructible on this and a board wipe happened, my goodness.
Oh, yeah. You just, like, blast everything and... Or even something that's, like, you think of Massacre Worm. If he's big enough to survive that, like, oh, everything died like it typically does with a Massacre Worm? Like, okay, great, now he's got 60 counters on him or something, you know, like...
Or, like, the one-sided board wipes as well. So, like, I'm trying to think of the really big... Garruk's Waker, I think that's it.
And then there's the new one in... M19, right? Cleansing Nova, doesn't that hit only one side?
No.
No? Okay.
Cleansing Nova, you can choose to destroy all creatures or destroy enchantments and artifacts.
Yep, I don't know what I'm thinking of then. But yeah, cool card. Fits the ooze theme.
Kylie's going to like this.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to resurrect his ooze Halloween
ooze deck. Yeah.
Okay, so now we've got Entreat the Dead. So double X and 3 black. Sorcery, return X target creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Really powerful effect. It also has Miracle, X, and 2 black. You may cast this card from it for its Miracle cost when you draw it, if it's the first card you draw this turn.
What do you think?
Really powerful.
Yeah.
I love resurrection type effects. I mean, that's probably one of my favorite things to do. This just warrants adding Sensei's Divining Top, like just being able to like manipulate the top 3 cards, keep putting this low, you know, whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
Or even like Scroll Rack, another great card that would work well in this deck. I hope there's more than just this one, to be honest. I want to see a few more miracles. I don't also because of like legacy miracles, but we'll see. I don't think this is going to impact that format at all.
We could be wrong. We've been wrong.
That's true.
I think you're right. I was thinking about that. It's like miracles is a thing, but
I think the triple black is going to or even the double black, because I mean that deck is blue-white.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it could be changed. But
isn't there a red, white, blue miracles as well?
Yes, I believe you're right.
But even so, I think you're right. Esper miracles and legacy, probably not. You know, who knows?
Who knows? Tomorrow, this card's $60.
Yeah. Definitely cool. I had seen somebody post online that this is our first black miracle. So, which makes sense as far as, you know, kind of the force of evil on Innistrad and Avacyn and stuff.
I get it now.
What do you mean?
That bit of lore that I was telling you about that another YouTube channel was talking about. They were like, yeah, maybe this is like a reference to like the Black-White Angel that we never got to see on Innistrad. And this, you know, because I think the idea was that the miracles were being cast by the angels, those 3 main angels. And that was like their special dominion or whatever.
Right.
So, I mean, that I guess this could harken back to that. I'm not a big
angel.
Like, I try to be a Vorthos person, but I don't keep up on it at all. So
I didn't know about that. I just figured Entreat the Angels, Entreat the Dead, like, you know, just the opposite side of things, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely cool.
I mean, I don't know if that's true at all. I think it's like a running theory. I have no idea.
Yeah, beats me. If you know, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
We'll talk about it next time. Here we've got Loyal Unicorns, so the last of our loyal cycle. A 3 and a white, 3/4 creature unicorn with vigilance, lieutenant. The beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to creatures you control this turn. Other creatures have vigilance until end of turn.
Wow, this is the most powerful lieutenant.
Yeah.
That's a pretty ridiculous ability, actually. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, the green one's pretty all-encompassing, if you ask me, as well.
Yeah.
Imagine these two together.
Like the blue one draws you a card. Like, in
red
comparison, like, this is like...
2/1 or something, yeah.
So, I mean, mono white needs stuff.
Yeah.
So, this makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'll probably be using this in my 1v1 deck now that I look at it. My gosh.
Replaces cards like Dolmen Gate and stuff, like, you know, or what is it, Iroas that does this?
Yeah, similarly. Because that's combat.
Yeah, well, combat damage, right?
Yeah.
Because they can't take damage.
Sorry,
I
didn't
you're
hear
good.
you say combat damage.
You're good. But yeah, like another good one. Like you said, I think probably the best of the cycle. A +1/+1 counter for your board, sure, but swing away, no problem, and then be ready to block if you want to.
The vigilance is what pushes it over for me. That's pretty good.
It would have been pretty good with just prevent damage. Like, very cool. I like how they've kept up with the hand on all of these loyal cards. You know, coming out to grab stuff or like control the zombie or. You know, touch the rhinoceros or the unicorn. Definitely cool.
Yep. Next up, we've got Magus of the Balance. So a colorless and a white. Human wizard 2/2. Pay for 1 white. Tap. Sacrifice Magus of the Balance. Each player chooses a number of lands they control equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest. Then sacrifices the rest. Players discard cards and sacrifice creatures the same way.
So pretty reminiscent of Balance, you know. Yeah, interesting.
They definitely put that activation cost really high up there for a reason.
And if you think about it, it's just like, okay, you know, you're going to get it once to balance the game out and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, 5 tap sack.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. And I mean, he's out early. He has a chance to die or whatever. Like, he's very weak to begin with. Definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not super psyched. I don't
even like Balance.
Yeah, I don't like Balance to begin with.
That's like a good costed one.
Yeah. Interesting. Next we have Skullstorm 7 and 2 black sorcery. When you cast a spell, copy for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. Each opponent who can't loses half their life rounded up. So, what do you think?
This spell's overcosted.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah, I understand like the loses life and whatever, but to me this is like way too much mana for that effect.
What if you board wipe and then hit people and then they go down by a half and down by a half and...
Yeah, but it's equal to your commander's cost again, or how many times you've cast your commander. So there's like no way to like make this any better than that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, if they're at 40 and you hit them with an empty board, they're at 10.
If you hit them 3 times?
You hit them twice. 40 to 20, 20 to 10.
Oh my gosh.
So, like, that's the first thing that crept in my mind.
I read that wrong. I thought it was... I don't know what I was reading, but
no,
yeah. This is okay. Maybe you're right. Yeah,
because that's another thing I noticed. It's like, holy cow, 9. These other ones are costing like 4 and 5. Like, but
for some reason, my allergy brain was like tying it to like the creatures that they sacrifice, even though they don't have creatures to sacrifice.
Yeah,
I mean, like, what am I even thinking?
And I mean, most of the time, people are gonna choose to sack. But if you put somebody in a hard spot, like, or somebody that's got like 2 creatures, like I always do, you know, like. That would suck, even to cast your commander a few times. And I know we've compared this a few times, like, who's really cheap in black? Doesn't She-Ray cost, like, 1? Or 2 or something? Like,
I thought She-Ray was, like, 5.
I don't know.
That's the one that can bring back 1 cost dudes.
1/1s, yeah.
Yeah,
I had only played him once, but...
I thought it was, like, 5.
I could be wrong. But, like, what could you run that's really inexpensive in black? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but... I'm trying to think of... Well, here's the problem. Like, if they're not popping up on my mind, there probably isn't really very many good ones.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Like, I think of, like, Bantu is, like, one of the best low-cost black commanders there are. And, like, Erebos is, like, right above that. And then, like, Umezawa is good. Or,
yeah.
Tetsuo, I mean.
Yeah. Interesting. So, again, that's our full cycle of the Storm cards, so...
I'm going back to my first argument. I think this is overcosted.
I could see that.
By 2.
Yeah.
Now we're on to Varina, Lich Queen. So 1 colorless, a white, a blue, and a black. Legendary creature, zombie wizard, cool creature type. Whenever you attack with 1 or more zombies, draw that many cards and discard that many cards. You gain that much life. Then it has an activated ability of pay 2, exile 2 cards from your graveyard, create a tap 2/2 black zombie creature token. Overall, really ridiculously powerful. I wouldn't say in any way it's like overpowered by any stretch of the imagination, but really good tricolor tribal zombie commander. I mean, this is going to be a great way to tie in like all of those like white zombies from Mom and Cat, and then of course the blue-black zombies have always just been great. Am I replacing Gislinger off with this as my like main zombie commander? Probably not. Just because I love them and they've lived through the Scarab God, so they're definitely gonna live through this. Would I build an entirely new zombie deck around this chick? Yeah, she's pretty powerful. I mean, tricolor zombies, really, really interesting.
Yeah, definitely sweet. The fact that she doesn't tap to do that, like, you know, they're tapped so you can't like block and save yourself, I guess. But you know, you can just set up your next turn where if you've got a few, then you have a few more, and the next turn you swing and you draw and you fuel your graveyard again. Like, definitely a pretty unique card.
Yeah.
And like you said, it can unify some cards that are left out as far as white. Super cool. It's a wizard though, so I'm not a fan.
I'm interested to like. That's what the German word for wizard is.
Zombie Zauber.
Yeah.
Zauber. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, interesting.
There you go. Next we have Yuriko, the Tiger Shadow, 1 and Demure, 1 and 3, human ninja. Oh, hey, this one's ninjutsu.
Commander ninjutsu.
Oh, yeah, I was just like, that doesn't look right. Well, whenever a ninja you control deals combat damage to a player, you may reveal the top card of your library, put that card into your hand. Each opponent loses life equal to that card's converted mana cost. So, if you're not familiar with ninjutsu, just the idea is when you swing, if it's not blocked, you can pay this ability from your hand normally. Now you can pay for this one from the command zone and put that card into play as the attacking creature that's unblocked.
Yep.
So, pretty cool. There is some blue and black ninjutsu, so now they've got a home. Otherwise, there wasn't a commander for them, right?
No.
So, interesting there.
Well, and this is the first time we've seen this commander ninjutsu.
Yeah, commander ninjutsu.
Like we've seen a commander with ninjutsu on it. Inkai's is the example there.
But it's only from hand.
Yeah, so that's. I mean, this is pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, this. I know how we've talked about several times before how wizards like to give us a little bit of like lead into like a set or something like this. So this gives me hope for like a return to Kamigawa. It really does, because it's just like, oh, here's
clearly Kamigawa.
Yeah, here's ninjutsu. Well, they probably have ninjutsu in the set. Maybe, I don't know. That's a good returning mechanic. But...
yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if you saw a few weeks ago, there was some guy on some like webcast or something, a creator, and they said, what are the chances of Kamigawa or whatever? And he said, stay tuned. Like, I wonder. And then, like you said, it felt like, you know, you look at Lycia, who she's from Ixalan.
Yeah.
And she came out, I guess, slightly before Ixalan. So it's like they might lead into something like that. Of course, we've got like a year and a half of Ravnica coming up,
but I mean, like, obviously we're looking forward to that too.
Oh yeah.
Like, I want to see what Niv Mizzet. Like, if they make another Niv Mizzet and it's really, really good,
the Draco Firemind.
I've been trying to make that commander work for a million years. I know there's the broken way, the one that everybody does.
The evil way.
But then there's the other Niv Mizzet that I fell in love with because he was one of the first like foil legendaries I ever got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be waiting to see what happens there. Golgari is definitely going to be interesting again.
Yeah. Definitely a cool card.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for the new and old for today. Unless there's some stuff, we'll double check on that and be right back. All right, we're back, and there were 2 spoilers since we started recording. We have Sower of Discord, 4 and 2 black, 6/6, demon with flying. As Sower of Discord enters the battlefield, choose 2 players. Whenever damage is dealt to one of those chosen players, the other chosen player also loses that much life. Pretty sweet.
Well, I mean, yeah, wow.
Goes with Saskia, right?
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Boy, you could just like myrtleize somebody with that. Definitely neat. But the really cool and important part...
Okay.
We haven't even read it, so we'll see.
Yeah, we haven't. We've got Yennett, Cryptic Sovereign. 2 colors, a white, a blue, and a black. Flying Vigilance Menace, which is already amazing. Whenever Yennett, Cryptic Sovereign attacks, reveal the top card of your library. If that card's converted converted mana cost is odd, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. Otherwise, draw a card. 3/5. My goodness, this card is awesome. So there's that tricolor Sphinx commander that's not Shroom that we've always been wanting.
It almost looks the same. Like
yeah, it's kind of weird. Same pose, pretty much.
Maybe it's that'd be interesting. It doesn't look very shardsy or anything, but
no, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. This I don't know where this is from.
Yeah.
Maybe Theros.
Yeah, it could be Theros. I could see that.
The pot like throws that in my face. You know, like. They tried to be so Greek and Roman-y and whatnot. So yeah, really cool. I'm really happy we checked for more spoilers. With that, I think this is pretty much the end of the spoiler talk. Overall, how do you feel about the Esper?
I think we were really wowed yesterday with all the band stuff.
I don't know. I mean, out of the commanders, I feel like these are really powerful.
Yeah.
Whereas the band just was like good overall.
Yeah, I could see that. It's cool. I think maybe the second, probably the second coolest. The artifacts, I think my head's in them right now, so those seem like
I think
workable.
On a power scale, the artifacts are probably a little bit
stronger. Yeah,
stronger, but because artifacts have such good synergy.
Yeah, it's nuts. But these ones are like cooler. I'd want to play with these cards. Yeah. Just a little less than the band stuff, if you ask me. So. And
all three of them are really interesting. Like, I think the Planeswalker is the least interesting out of these ones right now, just because like these two cards, the zombie is. I mean, it's like they went tribal for this one for some weird reason.
Yeah, and that's good. Like,
yeah, I mean, people have been looking for these types of commanders for these tribes forever. I mean, my wife's going to go insane when she realizes that there's a tricolor Sphinx. I may have to alter the artwork because she's probably not like that. I don't know why, but she's weird. Sorry, Brandy. The zombie one, perfect. Like, yeah. I mean, yeah. What else can I say? I don't know.
Okay, given the last two commander sets, C16, C17, better or worse than C16?
Probably worse.
Better or worse than C17?
Which one was that?
The Edgar and Tribal.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's a really good question. I don't know. Those were really powerful. Like, Edgar on its own got himself banned in 1v1 like right away.
6 months, yeah.
In power level, I'm going to say they're not, but in coolness, I'm going to say they are.
They are better?
Yeah, just because, I don't know, the tribal thing got old real fast. Whereas this, even though we just talked about a whole bunch of tribal cool stuff, this seems like they'll be more interesting for a little bit longer to me.
I could see that, yeah. Especially
since there's so many wacky things going on. Like, I'm even starting to come around to, like I said, the black-red chick from 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about, like, with 1v1 potential and stuff like that. She's just different and, like, kind of crazy. Like, and then, obviously the only one that I actually really don't like still is probably the spider. Everything else is pretty cool.
That spider left a massive hole in your heart, Steve.
It sure did.
You got too hyped, man.
I saw it and I was like, I collect tarantulas. This will be awesome.
It's gonna be good. I'll name a new spider. Oh, it's awful.
God, it's not what I want at all.
I'm gonna sell all my magic cards.
We keep saying awful, but I'm sure people love it, and I don't want to ruin that for anybody. But it's definitely not my cup of tea. Whereas this is definitely my cup of tea. I mean,
and that Lich zombie.
Yeah.
I think if I had to grade him, I liked what Partner introduced. I wasn't wowed by any of the 5 or 4 color commanders. I'd put this above that C16, but below C17. I really did like all of those decks except the Wizards, but that's just a deep-seated hatred that I have. So
I think Atraxa is the one that pushes that one over for me because the power level of that card, and I think we've got them backwards. I think the Tribal was last year, and
they were.
Are you saying that way?
I'm saying 16, then 17, and then this one.
Oh yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, sorry. You're good.
I'm not feeling great.
He's all allergied.
Yeah, like this entire video has been a lot of fun recording because I'm just like, hey Eric, how's it going? I had words, whatever. But it sucks because I really want to talk about all this with you guys because I mean these are really cool cards. I'm really excited about all of this. I'm interested to see what the rest of the deck lists look like. Like the reprints are really what are gonna break or make some of these decks. Like I'm hoping that there's some really crazy stuff in the Jund one. Because overall, it's probably got the weakest set of cards, besides maybe like Lord Windgrace and maybe a few here and there. But I mean, if you look at like the power level of like the Bant Enchantments deck, like those cards are crazy. They're all crazy. And then like you look at artifacts, they're insane. And this one, it's got some pretty cool cards in it too. I'd say, you know, as far as like other cards besides commanders, this one's probably the third. Just because artifacts, once again, there's just so much synergy. And then of course the enchantments deck. That's going to be the big seller for this year. I can already tell.
I think you're right.
I think there was a poll on Facebook and people were just like, "Oh my gosh, I want the enchantment deck." Brr.
They want that lobster guy.
Yeah, really. No, that's not the one. We did learn the sad fact that that guy will not be foil.
Thanks to whoever commented on the last video.
Thanks for letting us know, because I have no clue. I thought just every legendary creature would be foil, but of course not.
It makes sense if it's not tricolor, because they're going to make the tricolored ones.
Well, they do so many weird things. Why not just make all the legendaries foil?
Why not make all cards foil?
Well, I understand why they don't do that. I mean, I guess that means I get to alter them, so that makes me happy, but
yeah,
I'd rather alter this.
Yeah. What do you say, Steve?
I think we've talked about it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Hopefully, rest of the spoilers tomorrow.
Should see
we can maybe just do a quick rundown of the good reprints and things to hold on to and anticipate and, you know, all that stuff. So.
Oh, one last thing. If you're curious, if you watch the Commander challenges and all that we put on, we have basically decided and broken down the decks that we will be playing. So if you're, I don't know, I'm just trying to build up hype, I guess. So Eric's going to be playing the Artifact deck. I'll be playing the Jund deck. Greg is going to be playing the Enchantment deck. And then Kylie is going to be playing this Esper deck. So look forward to that. Should be a blast.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. So, all right, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we will catch you guys next time.
See ya.
Thank you.